Hey, welcome to the Nursing Dose with your host, Farah, aka Dr. Laurent. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about basically how to monetize your skills. So, for some reason, on the bottom, it didn't write the whole thing, but how to monetize your skills on your own terms as a nurse. So, nurses, don't wait for a raise because that raise may not be coming. Okay. And if that raise even comes, we're going to get into how little that raise is. Okay. For those who don't know who I am, I've been a nurse for over 20 years, worked in Canada, worked in the US, started out in the emergency department, and then made my way into education, into leadership, all the way up to director of education, associate dean of nursing, and I've held various roles, even as a clinical instructor at NYU and clinical educator at NYU. So, what am I doing now? I have a part-time thing that I'm doing in terms of like education as an independent contractor. And then I'm also focusing on my own business as a nurse career coach. So, what does that mean? I help nurses like you who are watching, nursing students, new graduate nurses, land your dream job in less than 90 days in your specific specialty area that you absolutely love and want to get into, and your preferred hospital, making at least 100,000 to 175,000. That's right, as a new nurse. And recently, I hosted the Nurses Making Money Moves conference, where my other target audience and intention is helping aspiring nurse entrepreneurs like yourself. You may not know it yet, but nurses who want to start a business and start making that income on their own terms and really generating that income. And that's what led me to write the book, Nurses Making Money Moves, a Nurse's Guide to Starting a Business. And you can find this on my website at nursefair.com. So we're going to get into a little bit more of that. But if you're watching, please let me know where you're watching from, what city, what country. Drop in the comments where you're watching, any questions that you may have, even if you're watching the replay. And please also subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Nursing Dose with Farah, where you'll see all my previous episodes talking about nursing, interviewing other nursing leaders and other industry leaders in business. Okay, so let's get into it. Are you guys ready? If you're ready, put ready in the comments. Guys, I'm going to be spitting a lot of game today and putting you on to things that I have learned over the last 4 years, and it's going to get real. Okay, so let me know if you're ready. Put ready in the comments. So let's get into it. So number one, why you shouldn't wait for a raise, right? As a nurse, most places now are not giving any raises to anybody, right? What's up, Crystal Tucker from North Carolina? What's up? Let me know where you're from. And then we have Danielle. She says she's ready. Yes, keep it coming. Let me know if you guys are ready to hear how to make some money on your own terms, how to create and generate that income. Okay. So, like I said, you see what's going on out here in the nursing industry, not just the nursing industry, but globally, the market, what is really going on in the job market. People are getting laid off and they're afraid of what's to come. So, this is why I'm so serious about nurses who want to build their own wealth, their own income on their own terms. Okay. Because it is possible and you can do it basically with what you already have, what you already know. So let's get back to the raise. Even if you do get a raise, think about it. It's only going to be maybe 1 or 3% a year of your entire salary. So let's just say, for numbers' sake, you make $100,000 a year and you're waiting around for that raise. Guess what a 1% raise of 100,000 is? $1,000. Or if it's 3%, let's say it's 3,000. Guess what that turns into over 12 months and every paycheck? Literally $125 a paycheck. So, is that really what you're counting on and fighting for to try to get that promotion, get that raise? I don't know about you, but 125 is not going to cut it, a paycheck, right? And I'm not saying for you guys to go and like quit your job or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying keep your job and create your empire on the side, right? Your side hustle. So if you're ready to learn more, put more in the comments, okay? So stay with me. Okay. So basically, we're going to talk about how to monetize your skills on your own terms. The number one thing that I'm going to cover is mindset. You need to shift and rethink your whole mindset. The whole thing has to change. Most nurses, I'm not saying all nurses, but most nurses are stuck in the employee mindset mentality. We need to get away from that employee mindset and move into what I call an income creator, right? You can generate your own income. That's right. I see Crystal saying more. Love it. You can generate your own income on your own terms. That means not waiting for your job to give you a measly 1% raise a year, right? You can generate it at any time, anywhere. So that's the mindset that I need to get into. The other thing I talk a lot about, if you watch my lives and follow my content, I talk a lot about a growth mindset and also an abundance mindset. So if you guys are ready to receive abundance, put abundance in the comments, because as nurses, we are good at giving, but a lot of times we are not open to receiving. And this is also that entrepreneurial mindset that you need to get into. You need to understand the power that you can generate your income, generate offers, and attract more, attract abundance. You have to get away from that scarcity mindset of there's not enough, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough opportunities, nothing is coming to me. Get away from that negativity and that scarcity mindset and start moving into the abundance mindset. So, for those, right, who believe in God, I believe in God. I'm a believer. I pray. I believe in manifesting, right? So put down manifest if you believe, put believe if you believe, right? Because God wants us to have abundance, right? We have to be open to receiving and we have to think positively. But it's great to do all this thinking, right? That's the first step, that mindset. But we need to take it further. We need to take it into action, right? So, what's the saying, right? Faith without works is dead, right? You need to put in some work, right? And you need to invest in yourself, because if you don't do the work and you're not willing to start that business, take action and start the business, you are going to be stuck in the same place, stuck in the same mindset, stuck hanging around with the same people, doing the same old thing, not growing, not challenging yourself to make more money. And really, wealth is not just about making money. I talk a lot about making money moves, like the book, because really money is a tool to get you to more things of what you want, right? So, being healthy, taking time off, having the freedom to do what it is with your family, your kids, being able to travel, not having to be, micromanaged. Like, you could take time off if you need to. And that's what you're going to get once you start building this empire, building a business. But you need to start. And it all starts with your mindset. Okay. So I love it. Abundance, you're speaking the truth. This is Danielle. And we got Crystal too, saying that she's ready and she wants more and she wants to hear more, right? So, income creator, if you're ready to start generating your own income, put income creator in the chat, okay? So that's number one. You have to think differently and you have to get into that abundance mindset, because what we think about, what we obsess over and think about, is what we attract. So if we're positive, we're thinking good things are going to come to us, and you got to think like it's already happening, right? Think about it like it's in the present and you will attract more. Okay. So that's number one, is that mindset shift from the employee mindset going into the income creator mode. Okay. Also, I'm going to get into it in a little bit, but creator mode, you need to be a creator, meaning creative. And like what I'm doing right now is content creation through LinkedIn. I'm showing up on LinkedIn live and I show up weekly, usually at least 1 to 3 times a week. And I've been creating content on LinkedIn for the last 4 years, for those who've been following me, consistently every week for the last 4 years. So when I talk about putting in the work, being consistent, it's not going to happen overnight. People need to see you. People need to see what you're doing, what you offer, and you need to talk about it. Talk about your business. So like I said, I'm a nurse career coach. I help new nurses level up in their career and land their dream job in less than 90 days. That's what I do. And I also help aspiring nurse entrepreneurs and nurse entrepreneurs with their personal branding, with their visibility, and to basically create offers that make money so they can be paid. And I'm actually hosting a mastermind in Clearwater Beach, Florida next month, May 2nd and 3rd, talking about action. If you guys want to learn this in real time, one-on-one with me, and join 9 other nurse entrepreneurs or aspiring nurse entrepreneurs in Florida, where I'm breaking this down over the 2 days and doing real-time work, where we'll be creating content, creating your newsletter, teaching you how to go live. You need to be at this retreat. So put retreat if you're interested and direct message me to learn more about how you can literally work with me in person and network with other nurse entrepreneurs who are doing it in Clearwater Beach, May 2nd and 3rd. Okay. Put retreat and then direct message me if you're serious, but only people who are serious and ready to invest. Okay. Number 2, you need to identify the skills that you already have, right? So that people or potential clients can start paying you. So how do you do that? I'll give you an example. For me, I naturally was a coach. I would always be a mentor to new nursing students and new grads. They would gravitate to me, always ask me questions like, hey, can you help me on my resume? Can you help me write this cover letter? Hey, I'm really afraid about going to this interview. What can I do to help me stand out or communicate with confidence? I was constantly just doing this for free. And I'm like, you know what? I can just turn this into a business. And I became a nurse career coach. And now I charge for this. They come to me and they pay me money because of my skills. I talk to them about mindset, personal branding. It's really a transformation that I take them through. And the journey that they go on to really believe that they can be an ICU nurse as a new nurse making 170K, or be an L&D nurse in the California or New York area, and it's seen as competitive, but they're literally slaying these interviews and getting same day offers, right? That's the transformation. Can't really put money on that because it's so valuable to them. It's life changing, right? So that's the offer that you want to create. And those are the skills that you have. You already have these skills. You just need to be able to learn how to monetize these skills. So a couple of things that I mentioned, right? What will people want to pay you for? So this gets into number 3, how to get paid and what can you do? So something we do as nurses all the time, and let me know if you're with me, put number 1 in the comments. Something that we do naturally is educate. I don't care if you don't have a certification for education. You don't necessarily have to have the title of educator, but what we do as nurses is educate all the time. Whether it's our nurses, we're educating each other. We are educators, right? So one business model that you can have that is so easy is literally being a tutor, right? I used to do this. I used to tutor nursing students to pass their NCLEX. Guess how many nurses graduate just in the US alone every year? and I just checked this before going live, about 175,000 nurses graduate a year just in the US. So think about that market. You can tutor nursing students during nursing school and after to make sure that they pass their board exams. That is the easiest business model. This is what I used to do, but now instead of helping them pass their NCLEX, what I do is I teach them how to land their dream job before they even graduate so that they can make up to 100,000 or 175,000 a year. So you have the skills to educate. You can monetize off that. That is your intellectual property. That's your experience, your skills that you've built up as a nurse and that you can charge for. You don't need a certification to do this, to be a coach. You don't need a certification to be a consultant. You don't need to go back to school and get an MBA. You don't need any of that. All you need is what you currently have in terms of your intellectual property and turn it into a business model where you can get paid. Okay, so number one, that's educating. Number two, like I talked about, coaching, right? Coaching people through things. So for me, like I said, as a career coach, I'm helping them with career guidance. So you can easily become that type of coach if you're interested. Okay. The other thing where you can actually monetize is every nurse has a specialty area or is a subject matter expert in a particular area. For me, I was an emergency nurse. I also went into education and then later into leadership. Got my doctorate in organizational leadership. So I have a lot of content, a lot of subject matter expertise in leadership and education and in emergency medicine, which again, I get paid to speak, but mainly about nurse entrepreneurship, because that's what I choose to speak about, and personal branding for nurses. That is one of my favorite topics. Personal branding, social media content creation, and how to be visible. So if you want to learn how to monetize what you already know and get paid, put paid in the comments, okay? As a nurse. The other thing I mentioned is you can be a consultant. You could be a consultant to one particular client or an organization. So, for example, there may be an organization out there that is struggling with quality or maybe some compliance issues or safety issues in their hospital, and they're trying to get prepared for a JCO or an accreditation of some sort, right? Like Magnet, a lot of nurses on the Magnet journey, and they may need to hire a consultant who is an expert in quality or in safety or patient experience. I actually have my certification as a patient experience professional. You can take what you already know, turn it into that. The other thing, a lot of us are certified. I have 6 board certifications. I started out getting certified in emergency medicine, right? So I recently met someone who's certified in simulation. You can easily take whatever certification, let's say it's an L&D, NICU, whatever, and maybe other nurses may want to get certified in that particular certification. And now you can open up a business educating them on how to get certified in a particular area. And that could be your business model. It's really not that hard, right? So you kind of get what I'm saying. And then take it one step further. You don't even necessarily have to stick with nursing. You can start a business that has nothing to do with healthcare, nothing to do with nursing. I recently met somebody who's really interested in event planning and she wants to make that a business. You can easily start planning events. It's not rocket science. All you need to do is open up your LLC. And again, this is what I have all laid out. This is literally the blueprint, the roadmap of you taking your idea, doing your market research, and learning how to register your business so that you can start making money, right? You can start making money moves. And this is a workbook that you can start writing in. So that is available on nursefair.com, my website. But more importantly, you can just come to the mastermind in Florida, Clearwater Beach, May 2nd and 3rd, and I will go step by step on how to literally take your idea and create an offer that you could start getting paid with, okay? So, another area is curriculum development. I talked about this yesterday. I was also in academia. A lot of nurses that are watching may be a professor already at university or a college teaching nursing students. You can easily become a curriculum consultant if you want, right? There's so many people that are opening up nursing schools that need your expertise in curriculum development, right? A lot of people are moving towards concept based curriculum. You can easily say, hey, I can help you come in, update your curriculum, revise it, whatever you want to do. You could do that and make money. Okay? Are you guys with me? Put a 7 in the comments if you're with me and you're still there and this is resonating with you. All right, so if you're just joining me, I'm talking about nurses. Do not wait for your raise because it's going to be a measly, maybe $100 to $200 a paycheck, and we need to do better than that. We're highly skilled, highly knowledgeable, and we need to get paid. And you can do this on your own terms by starting a coaching or consultant business. You can also be a speaker and get paid for speaking engagements. But before you can do all this, you need to be visible. People need to know about you, right? And you need clarity around what to start. And this is what I help nurses like you with, is how to get clear on the skill that you want to be able to monetize off of. You could start a podcast. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. You can go to speaking engagements, like I said, but you can't do it all in the beginning. You just need to pick one thing. And that's what I help nurses figure out. What is that one thing? Is it going to be something that is needed in the marketplace? You do the research, and literally it takes 3 to 4 days to open up an LLC and get your business registered. Okay. Once you have your EIN number, you literally get a bank account. You can go to the post office, get a business address, like a P.O. box. There you go. You got your business, you get your offer. I mean, it's really that simple. But what the time that you're going to put into it is really how fast you want to grow this business. And that's where the time comes in. That's where the consistency comes in. This is where I'm talking about. If you are committed and you want to start a business, it's not that hard. It's just the after effect. Like once you register your business, and if you want to start attracting clients, you need to be visible, creating content. People need to know about you. So if this is what you want, to create income on your own terms, put income, okay? Okay, so that's number 3. And then number 4 is, like I said, once we work together and really understand what it is that you offer, your skill set, you can start building your offer that generates income. And you can create this anytime. You can tweak it anytime. It's yours, right? So you test it out. Okay. You could create an offer that is a one-time offer. You could create an offer that's a subscription style offer, or an offer, let's say, that's 6 weeks or 8 weeks, or maybe it's 6 months. You literally can create any offer you want, but you need to create at least one offer. And that's something that I can help you craft and create so that you could start getting paid. Okay. If this sounds good to you, put good. And if you're ready to make money moves, put money moves in the chat. Okay. And then direct message me. Like I said, if you are serious about making money on your own terms and learning what you already know, taking the skills that you already have to start monetizing and getting paid. Okay. So, number 5 basically is, like I said, I help nurses with personal branding, with clarity mindset, packaging what it is that you want to sell, and being able to teach you how to market yourself, market this product, start connecting with potential clients, right? That may be interested in your offer because you're simply being of service. This is what you're doing. You're being of service. People need you. So if you are not offering this out to the world, it's like you're withholding your gift, right? You need to be of service to others. So this is what I look at the business um, as you're providing a service, right? And even if you're a nursing student, I think this is what Crystal is saying. You can still have a business. So, Crystal Tucker, I am a student. When I graduate, I'm thinking about being an entrepreneur. Crystal, you don't need to wait until you graduate. You can literally start now. Even as a student, you have things to offer to potentially other students, or have a business idea that you can take now as a student and grow it. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be in nursing. It can be in anything that you're skilled at, that you can solve a problem that is needed in the marketplace and that people will actually pay you for. So definitely reach out to me, Crystal. We can chat more about this. And definitely look into getting the book, Nurses Making Money Moves, A Nurse's Guide to Starting a Business. It's on my website, nursefair.com. But that's a great point. You do not have to be, a nurse. You don't have to have your master's. You don't have to have your doctorate. You don't even have to graduate. You can start a business as a nursing student and start making money, because we know, right? Nursing school is not cheap. So for you to start paying off your loans, paying things back, you need to start generating your income, right? So on your own. And that's back to that number one mindset shift from employee to income generator, right? You need to see yourself as an entrepreneur now already. So what does that mean? Entrepreneurs literally just make things happen. They see an opportunity, they see a big problem that needs to be solved. They take the courage and just go for it. And it's all about trial and error. You don't have to get it perfect the first time, and it's not going to be perfect. But this is what separates truly the people who stay stagnant and stuck, and from the people who grow and continue to grow and continue to be successful, are those who take action, those who bet on themselves, those who invest in themselves, and who are ready to take action and to stop marinating in the negativity, stop marinating in the stagnation, the negative mindset, the scarcity mindset. You need to think abundance, think this will work out. But yeah, do you have to put some work into it? Absolutely. You have to do your research, but this is where you save time. Me, 4 years ago, had no clue what I was doing. Didn't even know how to go on live. Didn't know how to create content. Didn't know anything about business. Knew nothing about the terminology to even use about business. Knew nothing about marketing or sales. Nothing. I took it upon myself to start learning, reading books, YouTube University, going to business conferences, meeting other people, talking to entrepreneurs. I did the work, right? But you don't have to go through all that, waste all that time. If you want to be a coach, a career coach, a consultant, I can take you from the invisible, not knowing all these things, and help you accelerate to at least starting, registering your business and getting started with being visible, creating your offer, and being able to start getting paid. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be practical. And you just have to take a chance on yourself and just do it. And if it doesn't work, you reinvent, remodify, and just put it back out there, and it's gonna happen. Like I said, 175,000 nurses graduate a year in the United States from nursing. I help a lot of those nurses get jobs. I'm sure that you can help other nurses with something else as well that they will pay you for. Okay. So, again, to summarize, because I'm just coming up on time now, 30 minutes. To summarize what we talked about, right? Nurses, I know a lot of you are working like 2, 3 jobs. It's happened to me. Some of you may be watching this and you're like, you know what? I got a couple kids. I'm already working full time. This is too much. It's not for me. Guess what? I was going to school full time for my doctorate, working full time in a leadership position with 2 small kids, and I still started my nurse career coaching business, and it's been the best decision that I've ever made. And people are like, "How do you create content? Like, how do you have time for that?" Well, you create the time. You carve out the time, right? For the last 4 years, I've been consistent on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, going live, creating content every week, sometimes doing posts every day, 3 times a day. So if you are watching this and you are serious and you're like, you know what? I'm tired of having to wait for a paycheck every other week and I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I want to start creating that income. I want to become that income generator where I can create offers, I can be creative and be a business owner. This is your chance, right? Stop talking about it, right? Be about it. Let's take some action. Like I said, we're not playing in 2025, right? We're not playing. I'm not playing with y'all. If you're serious, and please don't contact me if you are not ready to grow. Do not call me. Don't DM me. Don't message me. This is only for the nurses and nursing students. If you want to start a business, I invite you to as well. Direct message me if you're interested to grow and you're ready to invest in yourself. All right. Because you need to make that commitment to yourself and hold yourself accountable, because you know I'll hold you accountable for sure if you come into my coaching program. So I will be launching a 6-week coaching program for aspiring nurse entrepreneurs. And if you are interested in that coaching program, put coaching in the chat. Now, if you want to come to the retreat next month, May 2nd and 3rd, put retreat and direct message me, okay, for more details, and I'll drop that for you. And you can also get the book, Nurses Making Money Moves, A Nurse's Guide to Starting a Business, on nursefair.com. Obviously, subscribe to the podcast, follow me for more content. And again, to recap, the number one thing is your mindset. You need to shift that mindset. Number 2, you need to identify what skills that people will pay you for that you already have. Number 3, how to get paid, right? How are you going to do it with whatever it is, whether it's educating, coaching, speaking, consulting, and coming up with that business plan. And that's something that the book takes you through and that I'm going to be literally going through in this 6-week coaching program. All right. And then number 4, building an offer that generates income anytime, anywhere. Okay. And then number 5, like I said, if you're interested, if you're serious, I do help nurses with that clarity, with that mindset on how to get your idea, how to do the market research. Is this really going to be something that I'm going to get paid for? Is it worth starting, right? And then how to test it out. And then literally how to just create your package, your offer, your pricing, because it's not about hourly pricing. And if you're watching this, even if you're not going to work with me, I highly suggest that you do not do any type of hourly pricing. Okay? Do not do hourly pricing. Okay? You have to stick to value-based pricing, because quick example, and I got to run. Let's say, I don't know, give for example, you're doing resumes, right? And you're like, oh, I charge this much an hour. It takes me like 3 hours to do your resume, and I charge this much. Say, I don't know, say you charge him $100, let's say, to do a 3 hour. That'd be little, right? Let's say 300 to do a 3 hour resume. Okay. And then now you're getting so good that it only takes you an hour to do that resume. So are you only going to charge $100 and not 300? So it's almost like you're punishing yourself for being more efficient and being faster and being better. So do not do hourly pricing. Do not. Okay. Like I said, I help new nurses and new graduate nurses go from zero income to $100,000 or $175,000. And I'm going to be raising my prices because, like I said, that is a significant amount of money that they are making, and that they are saving time working with me to get from point A to point B really quickly, that they wouldn't be able to figure out on their own. And a lot of new grads are sitting after graduation for like 3 to 6 months with no job. So literally, it's like you're leaving $50,000 on the table, not working with a nurse career coach like myself, right? And I am the go-to expert for nurses who are new graduate nurses and senior nursing students who want to land their dream job. That's it, period. Go ahead. You don't even have to listen to me. Just go to my LinkedIn profile, look under recommendations. You'll see all the recommendations there. And that's something else that I'll help you build with your personal brand. If you are an aspiring nurse entrepreneur or nurse entrepreneur, you need to have testimonials of what you're doing, video, written testimonials, and then word of mouth. People need to know about you so you can get referrals and things like that. All right. So that's it for me. I got to run. It was a pleasure again. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the Nursing Dose with Farah. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify. Follow me for more content related to how to grow in your business and how to grow in your nursing career. All right. Thank you, Crystal, for showing up. Let's chat. Thank you, Danielle, and anybody else who will be watching. I appreciate you. Until next time, have a